Hi, everyone. I am Scott with the Central Florida chapter of ASTA. Thank you very much for coming in to our webinar for December. We are with InnRoads Group.
You
Can't
got
say
it.
it apparently today. With Marie here, who is going to do an introduction for us about all the properties that they manage. If you are watching the recording, Marie and MJ's emails will be in the YouTube description, so feel free to reach out to them with any questions that you may come up with. If you're in with us live, feel free to put your questions in the Q&A or the chat, and we'll talk through them at the end. Marie, feel free to take it over.
Fabulous. Hello, everybody. I cannot see you all, so thank you so much for taking the time. I am going to start this from just so that you're not seeing the slides on the side here. MJ Lopez is my colleague, co-founder. She is based out of Miami, as I am part-time. And we founded InnRoads Group back in 2019, right before the pandemic. It was a lot of fun, but it is a boutique representation company with a pretty curated group of hotels. We really started out, both of us had a lot of background in the Caribbean, sort of started working with the Caribbean, and with that we've just expanded into Europe. And then there is one brand in the United States that we look after, which is called Aperium Hotels. They're mostly in secondary cities. I'll go into that in a second. Starting out with, I think the most iconic hotel that we represent is El Conquistador, based in Fajardo, which is in Puerto Rico. So it's at the very northeast corner of Puerto Rico, but it is literally 400 acres on the very peninsula waterfront. It's got its own private island. That there are ferries that take guests back and forth to. I mean, gosh, I think you could be there for a week and not necessarily touch all the eateries and bars that are available, plus activities from a golf course to pools, the spa, beautiful water park, which is over here called Coquille Water Park, tennis courts, pickleball, and of course the marina, and as I said, the private beach. So as I mentioned, it is right at the very tip of the island. So where you see San Juan Airport is at number one there. It is a 45-minute drive from San Juan Airport. The hotel does provide a shuttle, as well as you can just pick up a car and drive. It's a very easy drive. It's literally on the highway, one shot straight into the hotel. And it will allow, if you have your own car, even though the hotel does provide a lot of excursions, for you to explore the area. One of the more famous destinations within the area is the Yunque Rainforest, which is one of the few in the United States. The hotel was closed right after Hurricane Maria. Has been closed pre-pandemic during the years from 2017 all the way to 2019. 680 rooms currently up to. The renovation is literally magnificent, and they will be probably by the end of 2026. The last component, which is one building called Las Olas, which means the waves, will be fully operational by the end of next year. But just, you see the product, it's looking magnificent, and it's pretty much across the board. What really ranges is the views between the buildings, depending on what building you're in. Sorry, went a little too far. Like I said, golf course, 18 holes. You've got Palomino Island that has its own food and beverage facility. And then the spa, and the Koki Water Park, which to this day, I still, every time I go there, I said, I'm going to do, and one day I'm going to get up at the crack of dawn so people don't see me shooting down the water park, making a fool out of myself. But so the hotel has the villas component. I recommend this highly for families. We've had, gosh, groups of even men going on golf excursions that they want to take out 2 or 3 villas because they range from um, 2 bedroom, 3 bedroom. Then there's, of course, the 1 bedrooms, and there's a couple of just suites that are just rooms. But it is at the very top of the resort on 300 foothill overlooking the Caribbean Sea. And you could either have a view looking over to the golf course, the garden, what they call really the garden, or on the other side is obviously the sea. And what is nice about the combinations is that for families, like I said originally, you've got always a one king bedded room for the, let's say it's a 2 bedroom, one king bedded room, and then another room that has 2 queen beds, 2 double beds, but it's a combination that you could actually easily accommodate a family of 5. This is needs to be updated. They're up to 125 air-conditioned villas. Each one does have its own little personality, but there are rules by which they need to abide in the decoration of the rooms or the property. So they're all have been updated as of 2019 and really look great. The product is fantastic. From there on, we go to another hotel recently affected by a hurricane. Obviously, we know that Hurricane Melissa. The hotel never actually closed down. I mean, I think it's solid concrete and it's not very high, so it is open and doing well. 120 rooms, right, sitting on Montego Bay. And really, this hotel was also redone recently. It used to be Breezes, for those of you that know it, and it was basically just taken down to its studs and redecorated. Part of a small luxury hotel. And for those of you that are in Internova or Travel Leaders, it is Internova Select. But just has a very great approach, very boutiquey. So it is not, I will say what it's not, it is not a sprawling resort, all inclusive, and it was, and let me rephrase that. What I mean by sprawling is that it is not, it's boutique. It's like it's got a small footprint, but you're right at the entrance of the hip strip, so it allows you to do quite a bit within Montego Bay. It is all inclusive. The food is fantastic. And until recently, so you might see this here or there, it used to be adults only. Now they are allowing children over 10 in season. But you've got 2 pools, one rooftop and one beachfront. And the beach is really well regarded, loved by the locals. Doctor's Cave Beach. It is a private beach, so there tends to be not a lot of movement on that beach, which is fantastic. Just beautiful, stunning beach and stunning views from the hotel looking out to the beach. So then from there, and please support Jamaica. I just, my heart goes out to Jamaica at this time. I think hotels are coming back online, and very much so. They more than ever they need our efforts in tourism to get folks back there, because their economy is mostly based in tourism dollars. So that from there on, we go to Belize. We represent also 2 hotels that are part of small luxury hotels. And Belize is, it literally sits in the Caribbean. It's in the Caribbean Sea. So, and it's a very, very small country, probably the size of Vermont. And so if you note from here, a lot of air flights into Belize City. So where you fly into is Belize City. The drive from Belize City to Ghana, which is out, this is where, basically they term it the jungle, is about an hour and a half. And then from Ghana to Itzana is a 2.5 hour drive, 2.5 hours. And then if you decide there are just to go to Itzana and back, there are basically shuttles, flight shuttles that are an hour every hour on the hour. There's two main airlines. Mayan Airways is one, and it's basically almost like taxis is the best way I can describe it in the sea. But just a lovely destination. I really do believe that this is becoming more and more, an alternative or a supplement to Costa Rica. The beaches are wonderful. It is the scuba diving capital of the Americas because it is the largest life coral reef in the Americas, the second to Australia in size. So a lot of diving, a lot of water sports that happen there. You've got, like I said, Itzana that sits on the Caribbean Sea in a town called Placencia. It is a small hotel of 60 units with a lot of villa products as well. So this is also another great option for families. What is lovely about the beach villas there is that you basically have three pools in each villa. If you take out the entire villa, they're all 3 bedrooms, but can be divided. And if you take the 3 bedroom villa, they all share this pool here. And then there are plunge pools at the top, like on the top loft room, as you see here. There would be a lounge chair there, plunge pool there, and then a plunge pool on the sort of veranda going straight out to the beach on the first floor. Here you see sort of what I was talking about in the plunge pool, as well as here that you see it. It's on this side right there. So those are the beachfront villas. The marina villas just opened last year, and they are, on the other side of basically Pacense is almost like a key. So you've got one area that is sort of back bay, and then obviously the front that is on the ocean. And these are a little bit larger. Unlike the beach villas that are townhouse style, these are their own separate little houses. And of course, you've got your own pool, and you've got the marina right there where you can just get on a boat and get out to fishing or to diving or whatever it is that you like to partake on the water sports. Quite a bit of a water culture there. They've got plenty of options for restaurants. The main restaurant, Beach Grill, and then there is a bar and, of course, room service. Not too far from the hotel is the airport, but it's also the main town, which is sort of a beach town. So there's a lot of restaurants and beach bars there. Of course, they've got a spa, the pool that I had shown you recently, and they will provide transportation to and from the airport. So lots to do, as we discussed, whereby Cana, being out in San Ignacio, is a little bit closer to some of this kind of feel that is more of the wildlife tours and Mayan ruins. You can get from Itzana out there, and the hotel will be happy to arrange that. So as we move out now to Cana, like I said, it is more on exploration and adventure. And I'll keep my mouth shut so you can see this video and get a feel for the area. And so what is really neat about this other side of the world in Belize is that they keep finding ruins. It's actually the Mayan culture, which, as you know, is coming also from Mexico, and Belize is just south of Playa del Carmen and Tulum, all that area, not too far of a drive. So they keep finding ruins. They've selected actually not to, at this time, dig up anymore, but it is all kinds of explorations from zip lining to cave underwater diving, all kinds of stuff. It is magnificent. So little smaller. Most people that come here actually come and they're gone most of the day. The hotel actually arranges for their own excursions. So hotels have the guests have the capability of pre-arranging that or doing it when they get there. Also, they have two 1 and 2 bedroom villas, and they're about to open two more in two 2 bedroom villas this year. We've just started working with a hotel in Santo Domingo, the Kimpton Las Mercedes, which is actually in the colonial city. I am about to go out there and take a look, but it is super charming. It's sort of like being in better known Old San Juan, or being in Havana, where you are in the middle of a city and you really go date yourself back in time. So the hotel's 130 rooms. It was actually a conversion from an old building. And I think it works very well as a pre and post to either some, cruising, or even, something a little bit more cultural, or exploring this in relation to some of the resorts further north from Santo Domingo. From here on out, Aperium, really quickly, I just want to touch base with them. They get all kinds of awards every year, and it's just a very cool brand. I always say this is definitely for the younger generation, but I think anyone feels comfortable there. They're sort of their claim to fame, their DNA is taking buildings that were originally in an area, either sort of had been forgotten about, or a building that just had fallen into disrepair, and have taken them and remade them into hotels. So for example, here we are, this is the Detroit Foundation Hotel. Used to be a fire station. It is just magnificent. You walk in and you literally, and this is part of their DNA as well, you walk in and it's very much about walking straight into the restaurant, bar, and then the concierge and the front desk are always in the back. So and most of the local communities love the hotel, so they tend to get a lot of traffic in there. So you always walk into a pretty lively environment. So in Detroit, the Detroit Foundation Hotel. In Portland, they just started working back with this hotel last year, the Heathman Hotel. And then this is the first new build, which is in Denver. Populous has gotten all kinds of awards because it's the first carbon negative hotel in the United States. Super cool. It's supposed to look like a Populous tree. From there on, we're going to wrap up with the Europe hotels. We have an Italian collection obviously in Italy, in Florence, in Tuscany, and in Rome. And then we also represent a hotel in Montenegro, which has won my heart, the country and the hotel, I should say. So in Florence, it very well known to most travel advisors. Every time I present this hotel, oh yeah, I've booked it, because they've got very great distribution. They work a lot with Americans. The Rivoli Boutique Hotel It just went through a renovation this year. So that's what I want to share with you. Like I said, great distribution from Pleasant Holidays, Apple Leisure Group. They're part of, oh my God, Perillo Tours. They're really, you can find them easily. 4 stars, family owned, has been in the family for generations. And it is literally just kitty corner from the train station. You know, Florence is a small city, town. I almost like to call it town, but it is kitty corner, so you can literally walk. I walked it. I mean, when I went to go see it, it took me not even 5 minutes to get to it. And their sister hotel, which I'm going to talk about, Gran Hotel Adriatico, is kitty corner from them. It's just literally down the street. So this is sort of the new branding. They redid all of the rooms, feeling really comfortable. The hotel is really known for its balconies because originally the main building was a convent that was bought by the great grandmother of the current operator, now third generation in. And she first bought the convent. It was 16 rooms and Franciscan, and basically converted that and then started buying all the buildings. Let me go back. All the buildings around. So there's a courtyard in the middle. And so there were apartment buildings. And so it very much feels like you can sit out there and have a little espresso or even get a massage. But you see that here's the sort of the fresh new look. It does feel very fresh, and very comfortable. So a lot of charm, a lot of what you would expect of an older building. I mean, these doors were the original entrance into the Franciscan convent, and just wonderful that you have an outdoor area where they serve Aperol spritzes in season, obviously outside, and breakfast as well, of course. So from there, we go to its sister hotel, the hotel Grand Hotel Adriatico. What I really want to, so this is a little bit larger, built in 1964. What I want to highlight here is really keep this in mind for families or groups that, friendship groups that are traveling where they need sort of family rooms. And they have done this in a way that it is truly phenomenal. So this is a deluxe family room. It can accommodate from 3 to 5 people with 2 bathrooms connected. And you see, you come in and you've got either one way or the other, and it is one room. Okay. Here, this is where the 5th person fits in, that it's sort of like, a mock couch bed. And then you can go all the way up to 10 guests in some of their suite combinations, but really the grand suite that it allows you to accommodate that many people. From there on, we go to Borgo San Luigi, which is, if we are in Florence over here, we are coming over to Monteriggioni, which is a 45-minute drive, really close to Florence, to Siena as well, just 25 minutes. And it is a converted hamlet, which was a working farm from the 18th century, that at one point had 80 residents. And then with the revolution of people going into becoming a little bit more urban, the hotel was abandoned. The farm was abandoned, and this family took it over first as residences, and now it is literally a 73-room hotel. Just wonderful. That's all I can say. The service is great, 4 stars. It's priced right. You've got all kinds of activities. You can go, obviously, Chianti tastings at the hotel or be out. They will arrange for all of that. Cooking lessons. You can actually even take a balloon ride straight from the property. You see you get a little bit of the touches of the rooms. And then we go into Rome, whereby Romanico Palace is right by Via Veneto, next to Borghese Park, not too far from the Spanish Steps. and a small, I think it's a 5 minute drive into the train station. So actually, the Florence Hotel in Rome, they make a great combination. That's how I got traveled from one to the other through the train stations. Super easy. I think it's an hour and a half to get between one and the other. The hotel is was designed very much as what it was as the ancient palace of the 19th century. Um, Americans love it. The decor is not necessarily for everyone, but I got to tell you, almost everybody, in fact, I don't think I have ever had anybody come back and say, oh my God, it was too much. It's very, you know where you are. You are in Rome in what used to be a palace. 99 rooms. I think it's best-selling feature is that there is a rooftop terrace that, because it's on one of the hills, you can actually look out to all of Rome, and they will serve Aperol spritzes there in the afternoon. They have a little bar, so they serve, I always say Aperol spritzes because that's what I would like to be doing, drinking an Aperol spritz there from April to October. And then the restaurant is one floor below it, and you also have these great views. And then last but not least, as I get 2 minutes, Lazure is in Montenegro. This is a five-star hotel located in Herzog Novi. It is just 45 minutes south of Dubrovnik. So it's very easy to combine in with a Croatia trip. Montenegro is super, super small. This is what one of the Balkan countries, what used to be Yugoslavia. What a delight. What a delight of a country. What a delight of the hotel. It's basically also very much of water culture. 128 rooms. You've got 3 restaurants, you've got 2 bars, a beach bar. The entire hotel was renovated in 2021. They added one building in, very modern, but definitely has a lot of touches of the old. And it full-on spa building over here. You've got a beach that feels very European as you're looking out to the mountains. You got a little bit of a field there of what it looks like. The beach with the pools next to it. There's all kinds of activities that they set up, and they have a children's program as well. But great, this is great for the adventure folks as well, because the mountains are so nearby and there's so many things to do within Montenegro. And that is pretty much it. Does anybody have any questions?
We're actually at the top or bottom of the hour, I guess is what we'd call it. So I'm going to have to end it here. Christina, if
Okay.
you have any questions, I will include the emails in the follow-up email, and we'll get it posted to YouTube soon. So if you're watching this on YouTube, feel free to reach out to the email in the description. Otherwise, thank you very much,
All
Maria. It
right.
was great to
Thank
hear from
you.
you.
I really appreciate it. Thank you, Christina. Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye, y'all.